going on, Jerome's? With the Minnesota Vikings extending backup safety Theo Jackson to a pretty decent deal, it's pretty clear that they see him as a starter in 2025 and super talented. And we said throughout the season that Theo Jackson deserves to start somewhere in 2025. And apparently it's here. But with Jackson extended, question now turns to what happens with the other free agent safety, Camryn Bynum, a former fourth-round pick out of Cal, converted corner, really stepped up, had himself a career season in 2024, career high with 10 passes broken up, as well as with 3 interceptions. And Beasley, I mean, he was fun. Like he just brings joy. Yeah, and that's a buzzword that flew around the facility, is just joy. And Bynum, Metellus with all the choreographed stuff is a little hokey, sure, but it's so much fun. And it's freaking hilarious, man. It's great. And Bynum, found himself a home here in Minnesota, got very involved in the community, especially the Filipino community. And I love what he had done here. Right, and he had hoped to stay here. Vikings and Bynum tried to work out an extension before the season as well as during the season, but it just didn't come together, right? And Bynum, I want him to stay here, but at the end of the day, like, he's got to get paid, right? And he should not have to take significantly less to make that work. Vikings, probably don't want to pay top dollar at safety, and it's clear. It's pretty clear that part of Kwesi's strategy is not overpaying the safety positions, because he got out ahead of things on the Metellus deal. He got out ahead of things here with the Theo Jackson deal, as well as Harrison Smith has taken a pay cut every single year he's been here with Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell. So that's certainly interesting. And I just don't see the Vikings breaking the bank on Bynum. Now, this estimate from SpotRat 17.7 might be a little bit high. Probably talking about like 15.5, 16 million per season, but that would still put him up there amongst the top 5 paid safeties in the league. And I just don't think that the Vikings have an appetite to do that right now. And as it stands, well, also this Theo Jackson signing could mean something about Harrison Smith. Does he retire? Doesn't he? Vikings have to make that decision right quick. Otherwise, there is a balloon payment on his 2026 base salary, which is like $26 million. So I don't know. But the Vikings trying to solidify things in the secondary. Still a lot of questions at cornerback. Do they re-sign Murph? Because I don't think that there's a world where they can re-sign Murph and Camryn Bynum. So is it an either-or situation, and they pick Theo Jackson, and then they're going to work something out with Murph? Certainly possible. But for safety, I mean, Metellus, almost don't count Metellus as a safety, since he's all over the place. Linebacker, slot, safety, corner. He's everywhere, right? Then you got Theo Jackson and Harrison Smith. Carry on, my J-Word son is in that mix as well. He's also a plus special teamer. Najee Thompson, hopefully going to get back from that knee injury, special team superstar. So the Vikings, like, they do have depth if Camryn Bynum does leave, which I think that he's going to. And frankly, I mean, there's a lot of good spots out there for Bynum. I think the Jaguars make a ton of sense. I think the Raiders, potentially Falcons would be good. Him and Jesse Bates teaming up, that'd be one of the best safety duos in the National Football League. And you get attached to these players because for the love of the game, what they do off the field as well. But whatever BZ does, wishing him well. Go get your bag, preferably an AFC team, but it just sort of is what it is, and the business is the business. But your thoughts are thoughts. Cam Bynum, is he done as a Minnesota Viking after the extension of Theo Jackson? Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.